It's hard to believe that every team is still in contention with only 3 events to go in Quack's Marvel Clash Season 2, but here we are. Hello everyone, I am your host Quack, and today we have Elimination Race, an absolute classic of custom comps everywhere, and the King Crabs are currently at the point lead with only 3 events to go, trying to become 2-time champions, and if we even see this obstacle course here. It was what we saw in obstacle course earlier this season, and the Malamex are not going to be demonstrating this one because the teams have already done it themselves. But Elimination Race, it needs no introduction. Each team runs one at a time, and, well, not one at a time, but one run at a time, and the last place marble is out. There's no safety. There's no reason to win, really, except to avoid elimination, and we are off with the first round. Flashbangs are in the lead right now. The King Crabs were at the back briefly, but now it's the Stone Golems. They were gold medalists in this event last season. Now it's back to the King Crabs with their reserve Spider, one of the most experienced athletes in QMC, but now it's the Loaves of Bread and the Flying Saucers. Well, they're close, but it's going to be the Loaves of Bread. The Loaves of Bread, disastrous for them. They were one of the medalists in this event last season. They're Captain Bun, and they will be going down here in dead last. Disastrous for them. They're already 12th in the standings, and I believe that guarantees they will not be winning the championship. This event last season was where we saw a lot of teams get eliminated from contention, and I imagine we will see the same here. Meanwhile, Queen, the captain of the Checkmates, doing a great job taking the win here. Considering they're 15th in the standings, they're going to need all the help they can get to try and stay in contention. But now you can see the field gets a little bit thinner, and we move on to the next round. It looks like the Flashbangs are starting at the back this time, as are the King Crabs. They are struggling once again. Now it's the Rose Rollers, but it's going back and forth between them. It's still absolute chaos at the back. So many teams are back there. Now the Ivy League are back there. They're another big contender. Now it's the Flashbangs. Ooh, will the Ivy League be able to catch up? No! They came so close to catching up to the Slush Rush and Flashbangs at the very last moment, but it's too late there on that final obstacle they hit. Ooh, and the Flashbangs, their reserve, even hit off of that last obstacle and almost completely choked it, but it's not going to matter. The Ivy League, 3rd place in the standings, are going down here. This has huge implications for the top few in the standings. They are only 3 points behind the King Crabs, but I imagine that's only going to grow as they get 15th here. Now we're down to only 14 marbles, as we've already seen one of the biggest contenders go out here, and we're off for the next round. The Checkmates off to a great start here. Now Team Pixie as well. Meanwhile, it's the Pollen Puffs at the very back this time. They're already very low in the standings. Now it's the Stone Golems, but it's going back between everybody. The Flying Saucers now find themselves at the back. Team Pixie fell back quite a ways, and now suddenly they're in the elimination zone. Team Pixie started out leading this heat, and they will be getting dead last in this heat. That's a disaster for them. One of the teams that's another one in the bottom half of the standings, and that most likely means they won't be able to contend for the title here. It depends, though. They're still at least a little bit close, but with the King Crabs still in this, it's going to be difficult for them. Of course, they've had rough experiences with this event in the past and the B-League last season, but at the very least, they don't fall off the course this time, so I suppose that's a little bit better. But now we're down to 13 marbles as we're almost a quarter of the way through the event already. Currently, it's the Pollen Puffs and Checkmates at the front, as the Slush Rush are currently at the back. Now the Stingrays, the Stone Golems, gold medalists in this event last season. Oh, the King Crabs are stuck. Spider is stuck, and it's not going to matter the rest of this heat. The Stone Golems will not come across last. That dubious distinction will go to the Pollen Puffs. But the King Crabs, their reserve Spider, a 2-time gold medalist in sprint events, and evidently not quite going to translate to an elimination race. They were very solid in this event last season, which was really what gave the King Crabs the cushion they needed to coast to the championship last time, but they will not be able to do the same thing here, only going to get 13th, and that means 2 of the top 3 in the standings are out in the first 4 runs. The City Lights are now have a big opportunity here, 2nd place in the standings, and they pretty much already guaranteed they will be passing the King Crabs, but how high can they go? They're off to a great start in this heat, way ahead. Meanwhile, it's the Rose Rollers at the back. Now the Flying Saucers joining them as well. The Rose Rollers are currently pretty high in the standings. Oh, the Flying Saucers are stuck, but they will get dislodged by the Rose Rollers, and it'll be a drag race to the line, but the Rose Rollers cannot hold on, and that means the Rose Rollers currently 6th in the standings. Another one of the bigger contenders right now is going down here. Of course, they're already 17 points behind the point leaders. Now that'll shrink to 16, but of course that means it's going to be difficult for them to catch up in these final 2 events after this. It's going to be a struggle for them. Meanwhile, the City Lights moving on is crucial for them. The Red Rockets, the Stingrays, those are other teams that are close behind those lead 3 that could catch up thanks to a good result here. And we're off for the next round. The pack's starting to look noticeably smaller as the Flying Saucers are at the back once again. The Flying Saucers have struggled so much. Now the Red Rockets are at the back. They're another big contender. Now the City Lights, currently the biggest contenders, now that the other 2 are out. Will they be able to catch up? No, their Captain Metro will not be able to get it done here, and they will be going down in 11th place. All 3 of the top 3 will be going down before we even get to the top 10, and this is huge for the championship. This is massive for teams like the Red Rockets, the Stingrays, the Slush Rush, all teams that are currently still in contention, still in the top half of the standings, even the Flashbangs, who could now catch up thanks to all of these top teams failing here. Last season, we saw this was one of the few events where all of the top teams really came to play in the last few events, and this time around, it is the polar opposite. Now we go once again, it's the Flying Saucers and Pollen Puffs off to a good start, meanwhile it's the Checkmates at the back, and they are currently very low in the standings. They would like a good result here, but it's not looking good here. Oh, and the Pollen Puffs are stuck, and the Checkmates are stuck. They're both stuck, and I don't know how they're going to score that. They were stuck at the very same spot the Slush Rush come across last, but I am not sure who will be counted as closer to the line. Normally, they would just count whoever is farther ahead on the course to determine who goes out here, but ooh, it looks like they're just caught at the exact same moment, and I'm not sure how they're going to score this. If I'm hearing now from the stewards, I think they're going to do a tiebreaker race. You can see the question marks there. So one of these two marbles will stay in and continue to move on. The other will be going down in 10th place here. Of course, these are two teams very low in the standings. Moving on here is pivotal if they want to stay in contention for even a decent finish and a decent end to the season. And we are off. The Checkmates and the Pollen Puffs. The Checkmates Captain Queen is already off to a huge lead now, and I think it may already be too late. The Pollen Puffs reserve seed is not even close, not even on camera as the Checkmates come across, and they will stay in this event. The Pollen Puffs, disastrous for them. They will go down in 10th place, and I believe that will pretty much doom them. They're already 14th in the standings, and it's only going to get worse. They got 14th in this event last season, and it's not going to fare much better here. Now we move on. We're already nearing the top half of the results of this event, and there are several big contenders that are not really still in, but still have a chance of winning. Meanwhile, the Flying Saucers are at the back once again. They've been playing so risky this event, and now the Checkmates are at the back. After just winning that tiebreaker, they do not want to get eliminated immediately afterward. Now the Slush Rush are close, and the Slush Rush will go down, and that's another top half team that's done. The Slush Rush have been struggling the last couple events now. They were briefly in the top 3 in the standings, and I don't think they're going to be getting back there with a 9th place finish here, but that means we've already gotten down to the top half of results of this event, and currently teams like the Flashbangs, the Stingrays, the Red Rockets are ones to keep an eye on. They're still within striking distance of the King Crabs, especially after they got 13th. Now you can see we're almost down to one row here. The Red Rockets, unfortunately, will have to start in the second row, so to speak. But right now, the Soaring Skies off to a decent start. The Snapping Turtles now are the ones at the back with their Captain Bowser. They're trying to catch up here to their rivals, the Stingrays, the two aquatic animal teams, and the Stingrays are now at the back. Will they be able to catch up to the Soaring Skies? Ooh, it's going to be close at the line, but they're not going to be able to get it done. And the Stingrays are going down here. That's another team. They're 5th place in the standings. Now all of the top 7, except for the Red Rockets, are done. The only other top half teams still in this event are the Flashbangs with their reserve Flicker, but that means that now Manta of the Stingrays, a pretty experienced marble, did a great job in hurdles earlier this season, will be going down with 8th place. Still a respectable performance, especially with most of the teams ahead of them failing, but now we're down to only 7 teams, 1 row at the starting line. And you can see the Red Rockets starting right in the middle. They're one of the ones to watch, as are the Flashbangs. And we're off. The Checkmates off to a decent start. But now everybody is at risk. No lead is safe with so few marbles on the field. The Red Rockets now at the back with Fuselage, medalist in the first event this season. And now it looks like they're about to go down. Oh, the Soaring Skies are stuck. Hydra is stuck from the Soaring Skies, and they will go down. The Soaring Skies, a disaster for them. Currently dead last in the standings. They were hoping to get their first medal of the season here, and it's not going to happen. They just barely missed out last event, and it's going to happen once again. Marble Cross was such a heartbreaking moment for them, and this will be even more heartbreaking, getting a DNF here in 7th place. They came pretty close to getting a medal this time around. Meanwhile, the Checkmates, their Captain Queen, after that scare with the DNF, they've been pretty consistent so far. Meanwhile, the Red Rockets getting saved, Fuselage, and that is huge for them, considering they are one of the biggest contenders now that most of the others are out. Now we're down to our top 6, the Flying Saucers, Flashbangs, Stone Golems, Snapping Turtles, Red Rockets, and Checkmates, and we're off. The Flying Saucers this time starting out decently, which is something we're not used to. Now it's the Snapping Turtles at the back, and now it's the Flying Saucers. They've been at the back so many times, but will they be able to catch up once again? It's hard to say, but right now they're struggling. They're hitting every obstacle, and it's just too little too late for them. Venusian of the Flying Saucers will be taking 6th place here, very respectable, especially for a team that's had quite a few just below the medal finishes, so to speak, but they've yet to get a gold medal this season, and it's not going to happen here, unfortunately for them, but they will still get a solid finish. But they're 11th place in the standings. That might still be enough to stay in contention, but now we're down to the top 5. Meanwhile, the Red Rockets still in this one, as are the Stone Golems with Construct, trying to become a 2-time gold medalist in Elimination Race. We saw Yertle do a similar thing with Funnel Endurance a few events ago. Now the Stone Golems with Construct Construct, trying to become another pro at a specific event, and we are off already once again. Now it's the Snapping Turtles, who are briefly at the back. Now it's the Flashbangs at the back, another one of the top half contenders, and they're trying to catch up to the Checkmates and the Snapping Turtles, and they're hitting a lot of the near side obstacles. They're going to the near side, the far side. It's just not going to happen, and Flicker, the reserve of the Flashbangs, doing an excellent job here to take 5th place, but they will go no further. The Checkmates had a bit of a scare there. They came a little bit close, but they will still move on. And for a team 15th in the standings, they now have a 75% chance of taking home a medal this event. That's very impressive for them, especially for a team that very nearly got eliminated in 10th place earlier this event. But now, the Red Rockets, Snapping Turtles, Stone Golems, and Checkmates are the only 4 teams left, 2 of whom are very green, but the Red Rockets now almost have a very solid chance of getting a medal here, which is not what the King Crabs, the City Lights, the Ivy League want to see. Meanwhile, it's the Snapping Turtles at the back right now, and they would definitely like another medal here, but right now it looks like they're going down and forth. Oh, but they catch up there. Now it's the Stone Golems at the back. Will they be able to catch up and get another medal this season? And the Checkmates, they choke at the line. The Checkmates will be going down here. They cannot take a medal, despite winning in that tiebreaker, despite coming so far and beating all the expectations. The Checkmates cannot take their 2nd medal of the season. Heartbreaking for them. They haven't had a single medal since Event 2 in balancing. It's hard to believe that it's been that long, but unfortunately the Checkmates will be going down with 4th place here. Now that means we have already guaranteed our podium. Fuselage from the Red Rockets, Bowser, the captain of the Snapping Turtles, and Construct, the reigning gold medalist in this event of the Elimination Race. But now we see our top 3. One of these teams will be taking home the gold, but of course, we still have 2 more rounds to go. Right now, really, nobody's in the back, or I guess you could say everyone's in the back. The Red Rockets, though, are looking pretty dire as the top 2 are going between them. The 2 green teams have a pretty solid lead, and it's only growing as the Stone Golems come across the line. The Red Rockets, oh, they get stuck as well. Fuselage, oh, it's heartbreaking for them. They won't even be able to cross the line in their eliminated round, but of course, it was already too late by then. But that means that Fuselage, now a 2-time bronze medalist this season, after getting bronze in the very first event in Sand Moguls. What an excellent athlete they've been, helping their team move up and fight for a championship. And with a bronze medal here, that is huge for them. I believe they will pass all of the 3 teams that move on. And unfortunately, the Red Rockets fans, just like their marble, they are still. But of course, that means we have 2 marbles remaining. Bowser, the captain of the Snapping Turtles, and Construct of the Stone Golems. The Stone Golems have a chance to get a gold medal in their home season. We've never seen a host team win a gold in their home stadium, but the Snapping Turtles are here to play spoiler in that and get their 2nd golds of the season. The Snapping Turtles got 2 gold medals last time. They're trying to do the same here. The Stone Golems trying to become 2-time gold medalists in this event. And right now it's going back and forth between them. The Snapping Turtles have a very narrow lead. Now the Stone Golems have a very narrow lead. But they're keeping very close pace with each other. The Construct now starting to run away just a little bit. Bowser is still within striking distance. They're coming down to the line, and Construct chokes. Construct hits the final obstacle, and around goes Bowser. The Snapping Turtles will take the gold medal with their captain. Oh, and Construct, what happened there? They were so close to becoming 2-time gold medalists, but they will fail at the very last moment. The Stone Golems will have to settle for the silver, and what an excellent move at the very last moment. You can see Bowser made a bit of a tackle there even to try and throw the Construct off their line, and it worked beautifully. The Snapping Turtles will take the gold medal here, and what an exciting finale that was to this event. The Red Rockets coming away with the bronze is also crucial for their championship hopes, and they actually had the most wins of anybody in this round. Meanwhile, teams like the Flying Saucers, despite not winning a single round, still going to get a top 6 finish, but this is an event with pivotal implications for the standings. The Snapping Turtles, Bowser, the first individual other than Yertle on their team to get a gold medal, and Construct of the Stone Golems, now a 2-time medalist this season after medaling in obstacle course as well. But now we look at the standings. The Red Rockets take the point lead by only 2 over the King Crabs. Meanwhile, the other 3 stay unchanged, but the Stingrays catch up quite a bit as well. Meanwhile, the Soaring Skies, Pollen Puffs, and Loaves of Red are completely out of championship contention, and the Soaring Skies, even worse for them, they are out of podium contention as well. But with only 2 events to go, there's still 13 teams that can win this championship. Anything can happen as we head into the next event, which will be Collision, so stay tuned, and thank you for watching.